The wealthy have been observed to make more and more progress through time relative to the average person. Every day they are getting more and richer. I'm sure you've pondered what they're doing for a considerable amount of time. What do they understand that I do not? So, you're in luck today. I'm going to tell you all about the strict financial guidelines followed by the wealthy. And I'm confident that it will quickly alter your outlook on money for the better. Rule 1. Develop several sources of income. Having only one source of income is one way to become financially stuck. What happens if you lose your work or become ill and need to take time off? You won't just lose money, your ability to spend will be severely constrained. Only wealthy people are aware of this, though. Actually, I don't know any wealthy men who rely solely on one source of income. The majority of them operate multiple firms. Others have made investments in industries with promising futures. Some people may also make money from their normal income as well as other sources like making speeches and serving on business boards. These are all means of keeping their income pouring in. I believe you should adopt the same mindset. Living paycheck to paycheck is quite draining because unforeseen bills inevitably arise. Your financial pressures will be lessened if you have several sources of income. Rule number 2. Focus on accumulating wealth rather than projecting wealth. The biggest error people make when trying to resemble the wealthy is purchasing pricey stuff. A large house, cars, and clothing. Yes, the wealthy have the best of the best, but purchasing flashy items is not their first concern. The wealthy consider the larger picture and perceive all significant expenditures as investments. First, they make sure that they have a decent nest egg and have saved enough money for their future. Avoid the trap of spending a lot of money on goods only to look good. Focus on the latter. There is a significant difference between appearing wealthy and truly being wealthy. Spend money on yourself first, then go on shopping binges. Rule number 3. Use credit cards as a tool. Did you know that those who are wealthy don't fear taking on debt? They make better use of debt than the typical Joe. Instead of using credit cards to pay for vacations or groceries, they would rather use debt to increase their wealth. When they purchase a home to rent, it is a wonderful example. Even though it can seem like a large risk, if you figure out how much money you'll be making each month, you'll probably be able to pay it back in a year or two. In reality, by raising your income, you will have increased your net worth. I think it's a great plan, if you ask me. The key idea is to take a loan and climb the corporate ladder rather than waiting for money to flow in. Take your time learning how debt may be used to your advantage and develop a strategy you can all stick to. Rule number 4. Make sensible financial choices. The worst thing you can do when it comes to investing is to follow someone else's investment advice blindly. If there is one thing you can learn from the wealthy, it is that you should always do your research. They always conduct thorough investigation and, if necessary, seek professional advice. Making decisions without adequate information, particularly financial ones, is a prescription for disaster. When you see investing as an additional source of income, it becomes clear why it is so important for your financial path. This is why you should avoid investing in get-rich-quick scams and stick to what you are familiar with. Get in touch with a professional so they can assess your goals and budget and provide a roadmap for you to follow. Rule number 5. Take advantage of tax breaks. Tax benefits are frequently used by the wealthy. It is not illegal to behave within the law to minimize taxes, even if they occasionally get a poor rap for it. The tax code is open to everyone, not just the wealthy. Everyone should be aware of the possible tax benefits of maximizing their tax-advantaged investing each year as well as the tax benefits of selecting their investment accounts prudently. The good news is that most people can follow these rules without too much difficulty. You'll be one step closer to the wealthy version of you once you begin to follow them. Rule number 6. Goals must match spending. Making sure that your spending is in line with your objectives is the greatest method to maintain your wealth. Actually, setting goals will help you set spending restrictions so you don't stray from your plan. The wealthy understand everything. They are clear about their financial goals. This can mean preserving a particular way of life or possibly passing their fortune on to the next generation. Because of this, it's extremely uncommon to find them wasting resources. Even throwing away extra staple pins is a waste to the wealthy. How many extra pins would be left behind at the end of the year? Think about it. Numerous hundreds, if not more. Rich people are continually focused on making purchases that will increase their money, either directly or indirectly. They constantly try to stay away from things that have no significance for their lives because of this. It's time for you to start investing in things that really count. Rule number 7. Abundant liquid assets. How much do you have set aside in your bank account just in case a pandemic strikes right now? I'm good for 8 months, if I may speak for myself. Financial experts advise that a solid emergency fund should be sufficient to cover 6 to 12 months' worth of living expenditures. The wealthy have made sure they have the resources to get them through these trying times. They make certain they have adequate cash or liquid assets to cover their immediate needs. It is always important to have an emergency reserve so that unforeseen incidents won't have to disrupt their lives. Not only the wealthy may afford to save a sizable sum of money. Because they have the self-control to save, they have money on hand. Everybody has to put money aside for an emergency fund that can last 6 to 9 months. However, you are not need to save that much cash at once. Simply keep working toward that goal with every paycheck. In light of this, to make the process as simple as possible, set up an automatic transfer of a specific amount from your bank account. Rule number 8. It's vital to work with advisors. Rich people surround themselves with astute legal, financial, and tax professionals. They cherish these 3 individuals as their closest pals. The truth is that wealthy people don't try to do everything on their own. In reality, nobody possesses the ability. If we had to manage every facet of money, we would become exhausted. If you want to increase your chances of becoming wealthy, working with an advisor is not something you must do if you are already affluent. You can hire an advisor even if your income is quite low. On the other hand, investing in a support system now can help you later on to achieve your financial goals. Without a financial counselor, it's likely that you'll keep making the same mistakes and that you'll continue to blame a lack of money for your failure to make positive changes in your life. It's crucial to avoid settling for a professional with less experience simply because their fees are less expensive. Never forget that inexpensive usually costs more. If you want to avoid squandering money on incorrect advice, which happens regularly, you should choose the greatest advisor you can afford. Make sure they have all the necessary characteristics before purchasing one by doing some research first. The risk that you may lose money due to someone else's incapacity, poor judgment, or lack of morals may be reduced as a result of this. Rule number 9. Make charitable donations. Rich people are aware that contributing to charities helps both the world and their own financial circumstances. However, this could be seen as a cheap publicity ploy by the wealthy to look good. But did you know that if you itemize your returns as opposed to taking the standard deduction, you can deduct contributions to qualified charities from your taxes? As you take additional deductions, your taxable income goes down. A fantastic approach to decrease the effects of taxes is to donate to charities. This is a wealthy person's secret that anyone can use. Whether you donate clothes to Goodwill or send a check to your favorite charity, keep your receipts and include them in your tax return for your charitable deduction. Create a donor-advised fund as an alternative if you'd like to give more carefully. These simple, affordable funds are provided by investment firms, and when you make a deposit into the account, you can claim a tax benefit. After that, you can donate on your terms. In the end, you wind up being even wealthy. Rule number 10. Make the most of time rather than timing. Many individuals are genuinely perplexed by this idea. Instead of utilizing the time itself, they typically favor good timing. The stock market is an excellent example. What the stock market will do tomorrow cannot be predicted. Wealthy people don't try to work a second job as day traders since they are aware of this. Time is more important for effective investing than timing. The majority of individuals believe that forecasting market movement is the key to making money on the stock market. But wealthy people are aware that time and compound returns are the most important factors in growing wealth. Contrary to popular assumption, successful investing necessitates a boring buy and hold approach, enduring market fluctuations, and avoiding risky purchases. Rule number 11. Document everything. How many times have you put off something that you had planned to undertake for a while? It's just the way we were created. We occasionally have a tendency to overlook the minute particulars, which leads to bigger harm. Basically, what prevents us from failing is having an idea and putting it on writing. The wealthy believe that their wealth is the secret to their success. It's simple to see how they achieved success. They put their objectives and aspirations on paper. Perhaps because this step seems so straightforward and easy, many people completely ignore it. Funny enough, skipping this stage makes them completely forget the task, which further distances them from success. You just make them real when you put them in writing. Maybe you'll make a to-do list to help you complete tasks in the right sequence. Therefore, take a seat and consider your goals as you write them down. These are only a few of the many financial laws that the wealthy are aware of but which the majority of us are not. I'm glad you're aware of it now. Acting on it is currently the only thing that has to be done. And over time, you'll become a financial expert. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and give this video a thumbs up. Up until next time then. Enjoy your day.